All right, so you smile and look cute. We'll say hello, and then I have to go grab my coffee,
Okay.
or this is not going to happen.
All right. That sounds great.
All right, we're there. Hello,
Hi,
Angela.
everyone.
Hey,
Tia
everybody.
says hi.
Oh, wait, I need to find a pet. Where's an animal? I hear someone around here someplace. I was so much looking forward to this. Thank you for sharing your afternoon with us.
I am excited too, and I'll show you what I have.
Tell me, what do you got? And I'm gonna check, and I'm moderating this session, so I'm a little bit back and forth. Oh, just for me? Oh, it's for Lorianne, pink with sprinkles.
Yeah.
Could you like teleport one of them to me?
Sure. These
Oh,
ones are like natural sprinkles, I guess. They're like not as bright. And then I remembered she wanted pink, so I made some pink ones too.
You are too much. Well, it's Rory's birthday today, and so I made.
Happy birthday, Rory.
That's right, and Roseanne and Venkat.
Hi,
And
everyone.
they didn't. Roseanne doesn't like cake for her birthday. We tried to find her a peach pie yesterday. We ended up finding her ice cream, and Rory did not want a birthday cake. He wanted a cherry pie. So I made.
Well, that's even better, I think.
I know, right? Isn't pie? Raise your hand if pie is better than cake.
Yeah. Oh, especially in the summer to me.
But raise your hand if Angela's pink cupcakes are better than the pie you made.
Well, I do like cupcakes. They're just like a small indulgence.
Well, they're like a party for one.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, Christy has a Priscilla is there. Hi, Priscilla, and hi, Suzanne. And I see people are logging. I see people are logging on. But Christy has an in-service, so I'm gonna watch the phone and watch for comments. So
okay.
I'm gonna go grab my coffee. You say hello to everybody.
Okay.
I have to do double duty, so I'll be right back. Maybe
Okay,
I can bring the kitten and coffee.
Awesome. Okay, well, we were gonna paint a cupcake today, so I've got several, and I've got my paints, and we're gonna do oil paints today instead of acrylic, just because.
Oil paint.
Yeah, I think that the organic quality just seems to work better with the cupcakes. I've done both, and I like them better in oil, I think. So, yeah, so we're gonna do that today, and I feel really happy I can't see your faces, but Jen told me who's here, and I'm just really happy to be here and glad you're here with us today. So,
I have to get my coffee or this session is not gonna
happen. Oh, okay. So I got one of these squares, and I have taped on the back so I don't get paint on the back of the board, and that's kind of how I keep the back clean. Hi there.
But I brought Shia.
So. Oh, Shia. Hi, Shia. I love her fur, or his fur.
It's a girl.
Okay, it's like her
name is Shia LaBeouf, but she's a girl.
It could go either way.
I particularly like the ear hair.
Yeah, it's very personality, like alfalfa.
We call them ear whiskers.
Okay. Yes.
But since we're doing cupcakes today, they're sort of like ear sprinkles.
There you go. That works well.
Well, I'm excited for you to show us oils too, because you've talked a lot about that and said that, I mean, we know how much you love to work in oils, but they take more time and more layering. But it's a texture thing, and I can see what you mean about the sprinkles because of how you want to work with that.
Yeah. So, and even the sprinkles, I don't know if you've seen, sometimes I like literally just splatter the sprinkles on.
I love that. I love when you do that.
Doesn't even have to be painted.
No, I love when you do that actually, because it feels festive, and I love all the food pieces you do, but particularly your cupcakes, because they're like little parties.
Yeah,
I suppose cupcakes are little parties. And so I want to say hi to Jody and Tim and Patty, and hey, Donna Burkhan. How are you, Donna? Donna is one of the best teachers on the planet and was Charlotte's kindergarten teacher. And
wow.
is a wonderful, artful person and is watching today. So for everybody who's joining us, and for those of you who haven't watched before, this is Angela Moulton of Pratt Creek Art. I am at my home office. I did not make it to the gallery today because I've been cleaning up all day because it's Rory's birthday and baking. And every Tuesday at 2, Angela does a live painting demo for us, just sharing her talent and style. And I just always want to say thank you to you, Angela, for that, because this is something I truly look forward to.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You're welcome.
All right. So how do we begin with oils? What do we do?
Well, here's one I finished for someone recently. And so I had done one similar in acrylic, but I didn't like it, so I made him one in oil instead.
You wanted the texture, the thickness of the oil.
Yeah, I feel like the acrylic has kind of a more plasticky look. It's definitely more modern, and so I think for abstract art, it's really good.
Right.
But sometimes for the realism, it depends on what it is. If it's more urban, it works, but sometimes the more natural stuff I think looks better in oil. Okay, so.
And Donna, stick with us, because every Tuesday at 2, Angela does a painting project with us that's based on her book. She has a book called Brushstrokes, which is an Alla Prima painting project book. And today we're starting a new project. So you can stick with us. If you start with us, then you can see it progress every 2 weeks. And Angela's mantra is really just to get everyone to paint and to pick up the paints and tuck in and be artful. And that's what her book is about. Hi, Helly, and also, hey, Carolyn.
And you could definitely do cupcakes in acrylic. I've done a bunch of them in acrylic. So.
And Angela's are you going to use one of your temporary palettes again? I think those are the cool things.
I didn't get my other one, my glass ones cleaned off. So, but maybe I'll do that like next week, show you the glass palette.
I just keep asking because I loved when you showed us that glass palette. I would probably keep it around as decor. I thought it was so pretty. I think a used palette is so interesting because you can see, hey, John, thanks for joining us. So we've got actually 3 or 4, hey, Carissa, and hey, Tammy. Happy belated birthday, Tammy. We celebrated the other day for Tammy.
Okay.
So we have cupcakes for your belated birthday, Tammy. But we have a couple of 3 or 4 first timers actually. So Angela's going to get set up. This session's going to be about a half hour, and then if Angela doesn't finish today, she will continue next Tuesday at 2:00. And you can go back, and every Tuesday on my profile page, I mean, really since quarantine started, this has been one of the highlights of my week because Angela encourages embracing color. She believes everyone can paint, and it's something I look forward to every week as sort of she raises the inspiration quotient for me. And Angela, you have me looking at color so differently. We were in the lavender fields yesterday. I took Ro for her birthday to the lavender fields in Connecticut. And I was thinking of you so much because when you were doing the still life painting with the we were talking about wildflowers. We looked at even just one little piece of lavender, and there had to be 8 or 10 different purples in that one tiny little piece of lavender.
Oh, yeah.
And Ro and I were like, well, we see blue, we see red, we see pink, we see green. And she goes, you sound like Angela.
Yeah, I have a giant bowl of lavender upstairs.
And it's like, there's like every color in it. You've taught us.
There really is.
Taught us to see color so differently. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it is. That's one nice thing about actually painting is you have to break it down, and it makes you forces you to really focus on something. So
definitely, and focusing on something positive. And these days, that's a good thing. We gotta keep positive.
Absolutely. So I think we'll do the pink cupcake since that's what everybody wants. So I'll just take.
That was a special request from Lorianne. Everybody knows Lorianne as Lola on Facebook. Hey, Kathy. Oh my gosh, Kathy, Lauren. We have a record number of people here. They heard you were baking, Angela, so they all showed up for cupcakes.
That's awesome. Okay, I gotta situate myself a little bit.
Sure, take your time.
Get this chair out of the way. Maybe.
And if you guys have watched before, you've seen how Angela has sort of been super flexible about where she paints every week. And what she's encouraged everyone to do is just get some brushes and paints that you're comfortable with. But be willing to be flexible, to look at something differently, to move your chair, to create a light source. Because if you do that, you're not going to stop yourself from painting, because it doesn't have to be the perfect spot. You're just going to be able to open those paints up and just start to explore color. And this is something Angela teaches in her book, is just to really just have those supplies available, and always water. She's always watering down painting, and water and tissues, the two most essential things if you're going to paint like Angela Moulton, right, Angela?
Yeah, that reminds me, I need to get my Kleenex over here. So for the oil paint, I use this linseed oil, since it's oil-based.
Right.
So you use a oil and also a solvent. So I use this odorless mineral spirits.
Okay.
Which is a lot safer for artists. Like, it's not as toxic.
Okay.
But it does the job. So, and I just keep it in a glass jar, like a glass jelly jar. It's kind of dirty because I just poured, and there was some on the bottom, but
gotcha.
Yeah, so that's what I use. And then I even use the solvent for cleaning up. And then like sometimes like once a week I'll use a like a soap.
Okay.
A fat-based soap that just kind of gets all the gunk out.
Okay, great.
So, yeah. So, okay, we'll just start with, I have this brush that's kind of like dried out, and it's a bristle brush, so it was kind of stiff anyway. And I'm just, well, I just dipped it in my, I think I'm gonna put, I don't want that next to the food, but I mean, I probably won't eat that cupcake, but
yeah, no, wait a minute. You told me that you always eat your food still life. So
I do, but I don't usually stick it so close to my paints.
Okay.
So I just don't want, like, if there's paint on it, I'll probably eat one of these ones over here.
Yeah, don't start splattering that cupcake with paint.
Yeah, that's all I meant. I already ate one cupcake, so I'm good to go.
You deserve it. It could be a 2 cupcake day.
I might have to, because the first one didn't have frosting, and that doesn't
count. Oh, well. I mean, I love it.
So I'm just gonna, I might make a weird, because this is on like for me, the way I'm looking at this cupcake, you're looking like this direction, but I'm looking from a corner. So
yeah, so that's the line you see. I love that you always are willing to paint from the point of where you see it. Even if the perspective is odd, at the end, like when you did the apple for us the last 2 weeks, it was a really odd angle that you had. And all of a sudden it was so interesting, and we could see what you were seeing.
Yeah.
Hey, Ro, I was just talking about you in the lavender fields. Happy birthday, Roseanne.
So this doesn't have a big light source on it right now.
Right. Okay.
Like, I could do that, but there's enough going on with it. We can make it work. So instead of more about the light and the shadows, it's going to just be more about the shape of it. And it just seems like I can't see it over here very much, but I'm going to mix up some, like a little bit darker than for the shadow areas.
Okay.
And then so the cupcake itself is mostly just like really natural colors.
Okay.
Not these bright, it's just the colors on top that are the bright colors.
Is that a vanilla cupcake that we're seeing?
Yeah, it's vanilla.
And is that like a light color wrapper?
Yeah. It might be pink. It's like those real pale paper colors.
Yeah. They always get stuck together. You think there's one, and there's really like 7 of them.
Right. And sometimes I get the foil ones, and then you got like 2, like they nest inside each other. So I almost dipped this in my coffee. So I got to move it out of the way.
Wait a minute. Roseanne says she can still smell the lavender. Ro, I was up so late last night because I was goofing off with you yesterday, but it was totally worth it. We went to see the lavender in bloom in Connecticut because it's It's past its prime on Long Island because it was too hot, but we went to this really charming little lavender farm in Connecticut, which sounds really lovely and really serene, but there was two problems. The first is the name of the road that the lavender farm was located on, and you're thinking about lavender and how it smells.
Uh-huh.
The name of the road was Roast Meat Hill Road.
What? No, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Unless it's like Greenland, Iceland. They're trying to confuse people.
I know, it's a trick.
It is a trick, I think. I love lavender farms. There's this place in Door County. It's like a whole island, and you have to go by ferry to get there, but they have a lavender farm there. It's so cool.
Oh, it was beautiful. We learned so much yesterday. It was so amazing. And it's like, we're not able to take these big trips right now. So even just little day trips and getting out of our comfort zone and learning something new, like working with you it's just such a healthy thing.
Yeah, it is. I enjoy it. And I do love the lavender in the summer. And so I've mixed up a bunch of like colors for the cupcake, but there's not really that much cupcake. I also need to mix up pink for the frosting.
Okay, so I see you're taking the colors on your palette, and then from them you're mixing to use in what you're painting so that you can kind of, okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go grab my Kleenex because that's something I need.
You definitely need that. All right, and I'm gonna say hi to everybody. Lori is watching, and Roseanne, you're right. We need to start a petition. We're gonna call Jonah, the little train driver, and get him to do a petition. But if anyone is not too far from, this is the second problem, was that the name of the town is Killingworth.
And I have to show.
Not a good name.
I'll take my glove off for this.
Okay, yeah, and you always wear gloves, and oh, there's your lavender. Oh my God, that's a huge amount of lavender.
I know, it smells so good.
Holy guacamole.
My mom planted it and she wasn't going to harvest it. She was just going to cut it down. So I'm like, well, I'll take it.
Yeah, and is it French lavender or English? Do you know?
English. She tried different kinds, and English is what grows best in the Midwest.
Okay, cool.
Unfortunately, the French kind don't really do so well up here.
It's too cold.
Yeah, I think it's too cold. It doesn't survive very well.
Got it. Okay. Well, I bought a gallon pot of the French lavender. I'm going to try it, so I'll let everybody know how it goes.
Yeah, I do love the French lavender. It seems like it's more like oils, like the essential oils and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna I'll go ahead and just start. I'm just gonna, as you can see, if you use a palette knife, it like, I kind of like it on these hard boards because it I just like scratched, and you can see like the little.
Oh yeah, I love when you have the scratches on your paintings.
Yeah, so you get some thick and thin, and you can like, there's like a transparency to it, like.
Yes.
So I put this base really thin layer, and so some of that can show through it.
Got it.
I see that. Get those effects, kind of like stained glass or something.
Yep.
So, and then I'm gonna make one side darker.
I see that, and I see what you mean about the palette knife. Sort of, it's moving the paint in a really different way.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to. It's definitely more abstract, but I do. A lot of people like how thick the strokes are when you paint, like what do they call it? Impasto.
Yeah, impasto. Right. Hi, I want to say hi to Julie B, who's also watching us.
Hi, Julie. So, okay, I'll start there, and then.
But that also looks like the fluting on the bottom of the cupcake, so that's so interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. So, and then it seems like the cake part's a little more red.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's just more like I don't know. To me, it looks more like red. So I'll go with that, and then I'm gonna put start this side of the cupcake. I'm gonna make this kind of like the shadow side. It's just slightly darker. And now I need to mix up some brighter.
It's almost like you've got the shape there, and then you're showing it with just a few colors. It's like color blocks, and we're kind of blur interpretation, filling in the blanks of what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Okay, so this is really too much, but I'm gonna just put a little of that. I'll probably cover it up. That's like way too extreme, but hey, you can do whatever you want, really.
That's what, I hate Jennifer. Jennifer's also watching us all the way from Canada. And that's what you've taught me, Angela. If you don't like the paint, go back and cover it up.
Yeah. So this is, yeah, it's definitely more cool than the cupcake color, but yeah. All right.
It kind of looks like you're working with the palette knife as if you were really frosting the cupcake.
I am.
I'm always amazed how people can frost anything, even with like a regular knife, and get it smooth. And
Yeah.
I just botch cakes. I've had so many cake fails. I could have my own blog on my own personal cake fails.
Oh, really?
I'm no good with the frost. I'm not really a baker. I'm more of a cook.
Yeah, my mom was the like really good cake decorator.
I'm not empirical and I don't follow directions so well. So that's why something like painting where there are no rules is more appealing to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you've got there. Yeah, that's interesting.
And this part up here, I'm probably going to cover up soon. So
Okay.
in fact, I'm going to put it down for a minute, and it definitely needs more. The colors are too tight and it looks kind of flat. So I need to like that push and pull of the planes. So I think I need to bring out, add a little bit of yellow and white to some.
Yeah, that was really interesting. We saw that take shape with the apple last week. You were demonstrating that when you added the yellow and the blue.
Okay.
It was so
Yeah.
interesting. It was like all of a sudden it was a hugely different piece.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a new color because I thought I had this on my board, but I'm like talking so much. I was actually using a magenta and I want more. This is like Rose Lake.
Got it. Okay. Well, don't let us distract you. No Jenkins green today?
No, but I have Viridian green, which is also another one of my favorite greens right here.
Ooh, that's
Like,
fabulous.
I don't use a lot of different greens, like just straight out of the tube. I mix them, but Viridian's one because you can't mix this color. So, and I already wasted half this tube. It was like stuck and it shot all the way around.
Oh no, and I know your paints are so expensive. Oh.
Yeah, but I used as much as I could.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was fun though. That was a surprise.
When I went in to get my coffee, I spilled some coffee, but like they say, don't cry over spilled milk or spilled paint. It's just
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can maybe see on my palette, this is a lot warmer.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
That is warmer, right? It's hey Brenda. Brenda's joining us too. We have a lot of people watching us, Angela, and this has been something
Hey everyone.
That we've really heard from everybody. I'll let you mix your paint and I'll talk for a second because I know it's hard to talk and work, but something that everyone's really been communicating is that this is something that they've looked forward to because you're breaking the boundaries for people. You're really showing them what it's like. And in a half hour, you're sitting down, you're getting your paints out and you're starting something. And that's a wonderful thing for people to know that they can do as well. Just
Yeah.
to start.
Yeah, definitely.
And Donna's watching and loves that deep red. And Donna, if you're watching, go back to my on my Facebook profile from last Tuesday. Angela finished up an apple. And then prior to that, she did a vase of peonies. And prior to that, she did birds on a branch. And it's just been a really fun thing for us to watch Angela work and get her support and encouragement for each of us to paint. And if we don't paint, then at least each of us to look at color differently and break things down in our mind in terms of shape and color. And Angela has been sending us her new work to the gallery. And as soon as it all arrives, I promise I'll do a newsletter. I got a couple messages asking, where's the newsletter with the new pieces? But I'm a slacker. Sorry, I haven't gotten to that
I'm
yet.
a slacker too, because I haven't been getting them as fast as I should. So
Well, we're very busy trying to really cultivate community and build community. And it's the communication that's happening. People are really reaching out. I'm hearing from people on Facebook. I'm hearing from people on Instagram. And we really feel right now it's important for us to engage and take the time and respond to people. So I've been a little bit slower to get those big newsletters out that go to 15,000 people, but I've been sending emails to different, oh my gosh, look at that. Oh,
yeah, I just
it
thought,
just happened. It's like you just baked a cupcake like that.
yeah, I'm actually gonna drop this down more even.
Okay. And what's that you're using in the background? Is that a dark blue or?
Yeah, it's got some black in it, so it's like blue and gray. And I just picked up a bunch of stuff from the palette and just kind of mixed it all together. So I'm gonna do the same.
I love that.
And now I'm gonna just use that green to make some white with my titanium. So I
Okay.
usually buy the bigger whites.
Right. And I've done some presentation on Instagram and people have wanted to learn more about color. So I did if you look on my Instagram is Jen's Earth Angels or Earth Angels Studios. And I did a whole thing on color and I explained when you tint a color, it's when you add white, and when you shade a color, it's when you add black. And in Angela's book, and hi Elizabeth, I always have the book with me to show, but because I'm in my home office, I don't. At the beginning of Angela's book, she shows a little bit how when you start painting, or even when you're starting a decor project, or maybe even a fashion project where you're putting together either something for, and Ro and I, you and I were talking about this yesterday, Ro, a theme for a party or a theme for a room. Start with color and start with mood, and that's like putting together your palette. And Angela does that at the beginning of her book and shows us how to do that. I see you're working in some green.
Yeah, just for the it kind of is the color of the table. Not really, but
I just like the contrast. And hi,
yeah,
Elizabeth.
me too. I think that's why I did it.
Yeah.
I see green in this plastic, so
Well, that's it. We've talked about seeing color differently and not just seeing what we expect to see, but allowing our brains to sort of open up and perceiving color and shade differently.
yeah.
That's amazing. Look at that.
So and the nice thing about knives is you can like, make marks. You could even make it in the frosting.
I love when you do that because it feels like so energetic. When I look at your work and it has those lines in it, I think, oh, she was having fun.
Yeah, like I'm like licking it. It's like take a lick. Sorry about sticking my tongue out, but
no, that's all right. I think everyone's saying that cupcake looks fantastic, and right now the cupcake you painted is as appealing to me as the cupcake that's on the plate.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes they look better to me. Like I definitely kind of like Photoshop. Like you can take the flaws out of your skin. Like I kind of gave it really more generous frosting.
I love it. I always want more frosting. Hey,
Yeah.
And Cecilia's also watching, but that's one of the things that's great, like just being like the being willing to see the best in something, I think is as we encourage people to be more artful and see color and see shape, it is like saying, see what's beautiful out there. And right now that's just such a positive thing. We've been doing this positive recursive thought when we see art and see beauty, and make the cupcake look even better. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Lori Ann, this is all your fault. You're watching now. There's a pink cupcake with sprinkles, and Angela Moulton is painting that at your suggestion from last week. So
yes, I am. So I'm going to gain like 3 pounds this week.
That's right.
I'll enjoy every minute of it.
That's right. But we were talking before we went live about color and how you really almost have an appetite for color. And Angela and I were talking about, I had a different shirt on before and I just wasn't comfortable. I was like, it was not right. It was I just needed to change. I needed to put my favorite color on today because that's how I was feeling. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit pushed today. And I wanted to go put something soft and green on. And Angela and I were talking how you almost have an appetite for color, both in, you know, what you wear and what you decorate. And maybe in just what you're responding to based on your mood.
Yeah, I'm actually inspired by a lot of your clients, like the way they dress and all the way they accessorize and everything. It's so fun.
Absolutely. You gotta have accessories. Why not,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So I'm just adding a little more dark to the shadow side.
Okay. And when you're saying the shadow side, you're referring to the light source, which you talked with us about when you set up the light source 2 weeks ago with the apple.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get a little more white on my palette. I'm really going to the white. I think because I'm using the palette knife, it just eats up the paint so much. So
Got it.
It's definitely a lot more paint than when I use a brush.
It is when you do the impasto with the knife. And that's something. Thanks, Donna. I'm glad you could join us. If you want to watch the end of the session, it'll be posted to the Facebook group. And I message me if you want me to send you a link to the different posts so you can see Angela at work, and have a great day.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, so I don't know, we could add some sprinkles now.
I think it's sprinkle time.
Okay, and like I said, this is gonna be so fun because I'm literally thinking of just like splattering them around. So I think I added too much white to the green.
So quick question, Angela, when you're working in acrylics, we've seen you like spray the palette with water to keep the paints moist.
Yeah.
With oil, do you do something like that, or is it just?
No, because they'll be wet all day.
Okay,
So
because they
it's
dry
not
so
much of a
slowly.
problem, yeah.
Okay.
It will dry, like especially the darker colors dry faster.
Really? How can I ask why that is? You know, I'm always so curious.
Just the mineral properties and the chemical, like the earth colors are more absorbent too. Like
I
they'll
love it when you talk tech
oil.
to me.
Yeah, they'll suck the oil out of like layers above them. So like
Oh, really?
yeah, like I wouldn't want to paint, like I wouldn't want to sketch in, well, I use alizarin crimson to sketch a lot, but I used to use like, and I would even put like grids sometimes if
Is
it was
that
like
a cup?
yeah, this is a teacup.
I want that teacup.
Okay. So
I want that teacup desperately. Oh, I love it.
Or a coffee cup. I think it's a Turkish coffee cup because they have like that tiny coffee.
I knew. I just saw a cup like that when we were up in Hudson. I know exactly the cup. I can feel it in my hand.
Okay.
I love that.
All right. Yeah, I bought it when I was in Istanbul. So like at an antique store or somewhere.
Oh, how cool is that?
But like when I would paint in like I would draw the picture first, and
right.
Like if I was doing a face or something and I made that like a grid and then I would like copy it, like transfer.
Right.
I don't do that a lot. I mostly do freehand, but I was like horrified after the painting dried because you could see like the grid because the paint was so absorbent.
Oh,
like more of a clay based paint maybe, so it would like suck the layers.
So it made like a pudding skin on the painting.
Yeah, it was like embarrassing. So anyway, so yeah, some paints are just like more absorbent than others, and a lot of the earthy ones are because they're more clay based or something.
Gotcha.
Like it just sucks.
Yep. No, I got it. And I want to say hi to Laura Del Greco who's watching, and Laura, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everybody. It's been really fun. So I'm gonna maybe I do have this purpley paint here. We can make, it's a really fun purpley color.
Now that looks good. If I went to the ice cream shop, I would want those I would want that for sprinkles on my cupcake.
Okay. Yeah, it's like kind of looks like the lavender. So let me just sprinkle some of these. I'm not sure where I want to sprinkle it. Maybe I'll lay down like a cloth so I don't get it everywhere. I have some paper right here.
Okay. And everyone's curious to hear about the paint properties. Suzanne is saying that's interesting. And Lorianne's honored that you took her idea of the pink cupcake and went ahead and baked for her.
Yeah, I had fun. I just needed an excuse to bake.
Clearly.
Okay, so I've cut myself trying to flick the paint with my knife before. So
Uh-oh.
where did I
Okay.
put my Kleenex again? I think it's behind here. Yes. Okay. So I'm just gonna flick some paint. Oh, it didn't really hit the. I need to aim properly.
So are you flicking the knife like?
Yeah, yeah. Because this knife's really flexible.
Oh, okay, got it. Now I understand.
So it's just not flip. It's like going to the side. I guess I have to go over here. But this is fun.
I love it. It looks like so much fun. So my
It's like
daughter
Jackson
works.
Pollocky.
That's right, Jackson Pollocky. That's right.
I have a lot more flavor. There's hardly any sprinkles yet.
We
so-
need more sprinkles.
Yeah, I mean, it's like all over the place and not on the cupcake.
My daughter works at an ice cream shop. If anybody's been to Warwick, she works at
Oh, really?
she works at Belleville Creamery, and you know,
how fun.
everyone wants to know. Everyone wants more sprinkles.
Yeah, I need to put more paint on my knife, apparently. I'm putting more, like, more.
You're just playing.
Okay, that one worked better. It's
Okay.
coming along.
Let's see. Oh yeah, baby. Now we're getting sprinkled. I like
yeah.
it.
So,
It kind of matches your shirt.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I see why you have gloves on when you work.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. This is like my third pair of gloves too.
I
So-
love it.
Yeah. So do we have time for more? Or should we finish it next week?
I don't know. I think we've got a lot of people watching, but it's 2:37. So I think we should you should let us know what to expect next week. I mean, but you have your palette out. So I mean, you have all those paints there. So
Oh, we could just do more sprinkles next week and talk about some fun stuff. And you'll have more of my paintings next week.
oh, I
So-
get to do show and tell next week with what
Yeah, we could do that, and we could even we could finish this and varnish a painting.
Oh, I would love to see that because that's something that's been really appealing to me about the almost glazed look that the varnish gives some of the paintings that you
Yeah, that would be fun to do.
I really gravitate towards them. And I want to say hi to Deb. Deb, we're almost wrapping up this session, but we're going to post it to my profile, and you can go back and watch it from the beginning to see Angela's live painting demo. Hold that. Oh my God, that's amazing, Angela. That's just awesome. I love it. I think it's a 2 cupcake day for you for sure.
Yeah.
You deserve a second cupcake for doing such a good job.
Yeah, thank you. And you too. So I'll mail you one if you want.
Oh, there you go.
So it has to be gluten-free though, right?
That's right. It has to be gluten-free. But you know, I heard your paintings are gluten-free. So
They
maybe maybe I'll just have those paintings as my
Okay.
cupcake.
Yeah. They're always gluten-free, calorie-free, so
Calorie-free, guilt-free,
sugar-free.
sugar-free. Oh, it gets better and better. So I'm getting some feedback that everybody says it's mouth-watering. And I think you've definitely, hey, Jenny, I think everybody's saying that sounds like a great idea.
Okay.
I think they're curious to see how the paint dries. Maybe you could hold it up to the camera again so they could really get a look at it. Because some people are asking if it's going to look different when it's dried. I have a message. Someone's asking, will it look different when it's dried?
Well, it is wet, so it'll lose that shine.
Okay.
So I mean, you know, some of the paint still is shiny.
Right.
But when you glaze it, it's definitely more. I use a gloss that just brings out the richness of the colors.
Okay. I think they'd like to see that because they'd like to see everybody take a look at it now and you can see what it looks like wet. And then maybe next week we can finish up with that and I'll do a show and tell. I'll be at the building next week and I'll do a little demonstration with show and tell of some of I'll have the other cupcakes lined up.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
That sounds fun.
And everybody's saying thank you and that it's wonderful. And Angela, you're always an inspiration. Thank you so much. Now you've made me want to go have cupcake.
Yeah, or cupcake ice cream even maybe.
That's right. Everybody's saying they want cupcakes. You ready? Roseanne says she wants a cupcake. Well, Roseanne, it's your birthday. You can have as many cupcakes as you want.
Yeah, I saw someone's Facebook that had the like a brownie cupcake or ice cream something or other.
That sounds good. And
It
people are asking, it's a cupcake factory. People are
Okay.
asking what is the open time for the paint? How long can you leave the paint on your palette?
Well, like I said, some colors will dry like in 24 hours.
Okay.
And some will stay for like a few days.
Okay.
And like that's why I usually allow 2 weeks for it to dry. And even then, because it doesn't dry like evaporation, it's oxidation. So
it's like a curing. It's like
yeah. So I won't ship it flat like until it's more dry. I'll maybe you've noticed I've tried to ship it with nothing touching the top sometimes, just so it doesn't get squished. Because it's like if you could still dig your fingernail into.
No, I know just what you mean. All right, well, everybody's curious about that, and I love that you showed oil paints. That's so exciting, and thank you so much, Angela.
You're welcome. Thank you for everyone watching, and Jen, of course, thanks so much for having me on.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody. Thank you, Angela. We'll see you guys next Tuesday at 2:00.
All right. Bye.
Bye.